Hi, welcome back to the Dylan Rounds case. Welcome to breaking news. Also, welcome if you're currently here in the live video premiere. Yes, there is breaking news today. I'm going to be sharing with you and confirming that the suspicious looking account, what we saw in recent time on the Find Dylan Rounds Facebook page, is in fact Kurt Wadsworth. And I can prove that with evidence, visually, the profile, the lot. That's what we're going to be taking a look at today, as well as looking back at the original comment, just to make sure nothing has been missed. You see, in recent time, a lot has been talked about. And if you watching right here, right now, aren't aware of the recent heavy new information, some of which has never been talked about before, if you want to catch up on those videos, they are available on my channel, on my main page in most recent time. They will be easy to find, and I can provide a link down below to my last video that I covered. So make sure to catch up on my recent Dylan Rounds videos so you understand where we're at within the case and you understand the backstory of what we've been learning about recently due to Corey and her comments, okay? As we do go throughout this video, feel free to share your thoughts, opinions, reactions in the live chat box as we do go along. Shout out to people last night for their presence and their super chats, very good of them. I believe Cleo, Maria, of course, and maybe King Samoan and some other people as well. Very good of them as well. Shout out to Indiana as well for sticking around for all this time and their presence too. Good individual. So yeah, breaking news today, confirming it and providing evidence, unlike other channels out there which won't provide evidence, and then other channels out there which will exaggerate stuff. What we are also going to do today is look back at the comments, the previous video. We will do that first, and then later move on to the Facebook, account of Kurt Wadsworth, or the Facebook account which Kurt Wadsworth is hiding behind, which is kind of unusual, a little bit dodgy, considering that there is a supposed arrest warrant out for him, okay? More about that later, we'll provide a bit more backstory there. We do the comments now, answer any questions, look at any other interesting information of the case itself, see what people have to share. I think Weezer is going to leave a comment somewhere, somewhat of a detailed one. I don't think it's arrived yet. It might show up in this video. If not, we can take a look at it another day. As well, by looking at these comments, it'll put stuff in the spotlight so people don't forget about it. We can acknowledge other comments and allow people to join on into this live video premiere. Although it is early on into this video, it'd be appreciated and practical to like and share this video to spread awareness, because this video overall, the finding, the observation made by me, I am the only person out there at that moment in time to identify that dodgy alternative account as Kurt Wadsworth. And I did it at the time with not much, full-on visual proof, if you want to call it that. I've got extensive experience in the past with calling out this or calling out that person. All the idiots come on in and whinge and whine and say, where's your proof? Where's your proof? And then eventually proof is listed and shown, and then eventually people catch on. But I am able to do it on the spot. You might not know why. I can explain further later on, but it's the 0.5 second rule. That's what's embedded in here. It's all under control. Without further ado, let's start with the comments first and see what's being talked about at this moment in time in the Dylan Rounds case and community. So I'll just adjust the comments to the newest, start from the bottom. We haven't got too many to get through, so don't worry. Cleo, looks like she's getting ready for bed, whatever that may be. Okay. Tom, responding back to Corey. Corey, have you seen anything in studying the case of Dylan Rounds to indicate where Dylan might be? See what the responses are. Corey says, yes, most definitely. And that is why I would like to clear the 27th and 28th. We have to separate the 2 days. The reason Chase went up there the 27th for cover and to contact his son and father. That's where they live. And then return back to Montello that night, the 27th, then back to Snowville on the 28th. Imperative. Which one do you mean? That is understood. Right. So Tom asked the question, where do you think Dylan Rounds is? And you respond back with the events of the 27th, the 28th, to do with Chase Venstre, but not to do where Dylan Rounds is at. Right, let's just see. Tom, when you have the time, will you expound on that statement for me? I'm very interested. Corey, yes, I'm trying to, but I guess I am not being understood. I've repeatedly explained Chase Venstre needed a cover story and that Kurt Wadsworth confronted Chase after Dylan told Kurt on the 25th that Chase was on the road on the way into Montello and he had given Chase a ride, and that Chase went to Snowville and other places, was seen on camera on the 27th for several reasons. To cover his tracks and make a plan. Before Kurt Wadsworth tracked him down, Kurt had plenty of reasons to want Chase Venstre out of the area, as well as Robert Aviles and a few others. Drugs and stealing, robbery, and bad treatment towards Chase's girlfriend and kids. Kurt Wadsworth helped Chase's girlfriend find a way to get away from Chase, and the one other person helped her a lot. They, Chase and his girlfriend, had lived out of Montello, a ways on some property that was owned by Troy Wadsworth. Property was private and away from town. Not many people went out that way. When Dylan was reported missing, busy weekend holiday, time wasted and confusing info. Chase's girlfriend had already got away from him by that time and had moved back up here to Montana with a little new baby by herself, and Chase's other children with their grandparents. The girlfriend had a restraining order out from Chase. Yeah, I heard about that in the past. She and the kids were scared out of their minds that they would be hurt. Chase was already furious at Kurt. Chase knew Kurt and Dylan were friends, and that was the chip holder for Chase. Yes, Chase was picked up in Snowville on the 28th late in the evening after being dropped off. Separate road trips, 2 different days, plenty of time and cover of the holiday distractions. Once again, there's a lot to take in. Sure, we can read back over it another time. Corey, I'll read back over it. So I get what you're saying about the 27th and the 28th. On both days, Chase going up to Snowville, but that's not how you worded it back then, okay? I get what you're saying now, to an extent. Bear with me. You know, I am the one and only channel left out there properly covering the case, internalising all of this. It'll take some time to adjust. A slow process, maybe, but for the best results down the line, I think it's worthwhile. Okay? And you know, other people will jump on in at times and say, no, this is a race against time. We need to go full on. Well, it's like, calm down. Corey did reach out to the right people at the right time in the past, such as Justin Rounds. So the main people supposedly know of this information, which is a positive. As for others, outsiders on YouTube or further afar, hearing about it, just takes a little bit more time to process, and that is all. Okay? If humans out there don't like it, then tough. It's just how it goes and how it's been all this time. 27th, 28th, 2 separate trips on 2 separate days, kind of like what Corey is referring to here. Corey, you did word it better here, which is good. As for the rest, I'll have to read back over another time. This video today is focused on Kurt Wadsworth, okay? Indiana, well, I get you. Okay. Cleo, going to leave us like that Warlight Wrath? What? Robert, who is Kevin? Kevin Bibbins. See, this is the thing. At the time, Weezer said Kevin, and I was confused as well, but it was answered in the chat last night. Kevin's full name, Kevin Bibbins. We've heard of that person before. That's why it's better to list people's full names when referring to them, because there's so many characters in the case, you can get lost at times. Robert brings to mind a discussion I had once with regard to bad dads and corporal punishment. Right. Stephen saying, I've seen that person smack you. I called 911. Quit it. How about this one? Yeah, it looks pretty good. You need to smack the other side a couple of times so it will be as big as the other side and it will balance you out and it will look much better and feel much worse. Quit it. You're doing a good job up there, amigo. How are they doing? Our vet looked at this for a while. How are they doing? Have you found that poor kid yet? Anybody getting closer? Rod brushes for mom and dad and grandma and grandpa. God bless his mom and dad, grandpa and grandma. I talk, text Sam words I don't like, but with others, if I say green light, they say red. If you say red light, they say green. This machine is programmed like every hangout. Almost. Good job. Stand strong. Stay at it. God bless you. Okay, well, shout out to Stephen for popping on in. New viewer, leaving comments as well. Stephen saying, right on, brother. You remind me of a tick on a hound dog's rear end. Ain't getting off until he gets where he has to get his next meal. Good job. Right, so supposedly Warlight Ref is a tick on the arse of a dog. My goodness. Nance, you better watch out. Oh, no. Anyway, Corey, what does Corey say here? Warlight Ref, I'm saying to Weezer, she has focused on the behaviour of all mentioned. Good thing to take note of those few days and week of. Nothing contradicts my statement about Dylan's murder or anything. Well, down to wording. It's down to wording, how it was worded at the time. It switched and changed. I did see it. Anyway, about Don's murder or anything. Brenner's past charges will not be considered within the mix of this murder case in the judge's courtroom with sentences now. A judge will not allow that. He will advise the jury of that. You have assumed, Warlight Ref, you knew what I meant. I am not challenging you in the least. I am explaining, which you said you got confused with my statement. I so hope it is not hard for others to read or understand. Guess I need to make a statement here. Please tell chat if you are not comprehending. Yish. Let's back up here. Okay, part the horse round the back. Brenner was cleaning the grain shed. He said, Brenner stated, shouted, my hands are all over this truck as he leaned right on it, touched it, standing next to the truck. He drove the truck for Dylan for work in the past as well as many times. And Larry and Justin and several others got in and out of that truck, in, out, shake it all about, smearing anything, everything, again, mute, point, ... Morse code. It is well known that Kurt Wadsworth and his daughter taught to Dylan Friday in the morning, the 27th, and then Dylan headed to Dan Iverson. Note, everything and anything that may have had a fingerprint had been touched by several people. The key fob, the handgun, the trailer, camper, the pickup, grain truck. The kids were the ones who found the key fob and handgun, who took them over to grandparents, and then they put them back. No unknown person returned them. The kids were told to put them back. So, mute point about Dylan's prints or any number of other people's prints. Several days later, no taped off areas or stops put in place. Just as much the family's fault as the LE. Right, okay. Once again, a lot to take in, kind of abrupt. So Corey is saying that I have assumed her wrong in what she said, but, you know, at times we're getting different stories, okay? It all comes down to language and wording, okay? It might just simply be because, I don't know, something to do with IQ levels. Maybe I just don't understand in general. Maybe. Might be a bit of a disconnect at times. But I think, obviously, what doesn't help is how Candice Cooley has told the story with time, okay? When she referred to the gun, the key fob being taken, then returned back. And here, Corey is saying that the key fob, the handgun, the kids were the ones who found the key fob and handgun and took them over to grandparents, and then they were told to put them back. Right, so Corey, when you say the kids, who are the kids? Who are the parents of those kids? And why has Candice Cooley supposedly not known about this? Because all she ever said was an unknown person took the keys, the key fob and the gun, took it away, and then brought it back. And that there was no DNA found upon those items. So those supposed kids that took the gun and key fob away, were they wearing gloves? So there was no DNA left on them. Oh no. I mean, I'm reading it as it's mentioned here. Once again, we may need to go back over this. We got Tom. If we could go back in time, other than the obvious, what advice would you give Dylan Rounds? Corey. Enter a government farm agreement program under a free grant with live in quarters. For a year or two, he did not want to go back to high school, and we all knew for sure students were dealing with the virus at the time. One of the main reasons he talked Larry into the farm out there. Heck, he could have worked for any number of large farmers we knew, or up north. Badger life. I think I'd start at looking at properties of people who defended Brenner with all the evidence against him. Corey comes to mind. So Badger is suspicious of Corey. Okay. Indiana. But like you said, Dylan was stubborn. He wanted it all in a flash. Kinda. That might be why he took on lots of farm work and stuff to speed the process. Jamie Moore. Warlike Wrath. Is that herpes on your top lip? No, it's just a little spot where a hair follicle was growing. But yeah, Jamie Moore, let me know. You know, you're still experiencing withdrawal effects, as your withdrawal playlist demonstrates on your channel. Still not really seeing any progression from you in different areas, just like your channel. It's not going anywhere. Dead end. Right, Indiana. It was 3:41 p.m. changed to 2:41 p.m. Dylan's last phone ping. This may have been because of the hour difference of Idaho to Lucin's time, which is correct. Heaven knows. What's this? I think you have done this already on one of your photo timeline videos. Quote, 3:41 p.m. ESCO released the last cell call data at or near his farm, duty run interview. And yes, you are correct, it was changed from 3:41 p.m. to 2:51 p.m. by Candice Cooley. Right, okay. So I'm going to announce it later on in this video, but do you know like when you get like animals that go into a cocoon, okay, and hibernate? That's what I'm doing with my mind, okay? Within the Dylan Rounds case, I sense that there could be a lot of disruption with the possible truth coming out with time. But it's just one of those things where I've just got to take things slow for the best outcome over time. Okay? What else do we have? Indiana, God bless you, Weezer. You were there from the start telling us all good information and were ignored, but Tom Evans and myself have your back on this. Well, who was ignoring Weezer? Are you referring to Candice Cooley when Weezer tried reaching out to Candice Cooley about the Jubilee truck and was ignored? Maybe. I mean, as for Weezer's comments, at least on my channel, I have extensively covered and acknowledged and credited Weezer, okay? And I'll continue that to the best of my ability for as long as I can, okay? What else do we have? Indiana Kurt, which is actually the correct way. The Kurt we know name is spelt, I believe, like yourself, is Kurt. I've heard this story before from Kurt on either one of Salty's or JT videos. Okay, good for them. So that is it for the comments. Everybody else watching, if you want to make a mental note or if you want to return back to the comment section of this previous video I did, feel free to do so, okay? As said, there is quite a few comments by Corey. Just one last thing before we move on to the main part of this video. Corey, I sense that with time, you're slowly typing and explaining a little bit clearer. I understand there'll be other people out there that already understand you. That's a positive. I might not be able to understand you just simply because of IQ, because of my English, my language, my own structure, you know, my own format within my mind. But maybe with time, I'll get there because I'm demonstrating it today to a small degree. It might not be to the best of one's standards or time scale, but something is better than nothing. So I think with that all in mind, we should move on to the main part of this video, and for me to just reinforce it with the evidence and proof. What I do want to say is, and I'm showing my face for this so people focus and listen more, okay? Anybody in the chat, watching in the background, whatever, make sure to focus because we are covering some very important material. And as I said, when focus is required, it is for the greater of good and it makes sense as well. So then people know for the future and they don't have to like look back on or take too long. It's more time efficient. If anyone has just suddenly joined, welcome. Be sure to rewind back and catch up on the rest of this video. But as for now, what I'm going to present to you, of course, is the comment by that account, Kurt with a C, Woodsman, right? We just read through it once again, just so people are familiar with it, just in case some can't remember, see if anyone picks up on any misinformation, contradictions, any of that. There's no harm. Read through it. Then I'll go onto his actual account in some way or another, and then we can go from there and analyze, okay? And then I can prove to you. But what I do want to say is, as for a backstory from what we've heard of in recent time, supposedly there is an arrest warrant on Kurt Wadsworth because he failed to appear in court. His brother, Troy Wadsworth, successfully appeared in court, so there isn't a warrant on him, okay? I don't know what the outcome was with Troy. If anyone can fill it in down below, feel free to do so. But because Kurt Wadsworth is on the run, what does that mean? He's out of town, he's in a different state, who knows? Or he could just simply be hiding in Montello somewhere. As people have suggested, it's not that hard to do. And because it's away from police, it's probably possible. And the amount of distance, the land, how open it is, hiding spots, people looking out for one another, I'm sure it's doable. But the most interesting thing is, at least from my point of view, right? Kurt Wadsworth has shown up on the Find Dylan Rounds Facebook page for the first time that I have ever seen, okay? The moment I saw the username, I instantly thought, this is a bit dodgy. And then when I started reading the text, I was like, yeah, whatever this is on about, because it was reflecting back on Dylan Round's memories in the past. And then when it mentioned the Friday, when it mentioned Saddle Sore Bar, and when it mentioned with his daughter and Dylan, I thought, wait, this sounds very familiar. Without knowing the actual person's name, like word for word in the username, as you know, The story itself, what was being told, sounds very familiar, what I've heard before. Looked back at the username and thought, Kurt Woodsman, Wadsworth, Woodsman, Wadsworth. It kind of sounds a little bit similar, right? But why would someone like Kurt be in control of that account with that username? Has it always been like that? Was it ever changed or adjusted? Does he have an alternative account? And what's he doing on the Find Dylan Rounds Facebook page when he's on the run and there is an arrest warrant out for him? Isn't he exposing himself? Why go on a public Facebook page to do with Dylan Rounds, interject yourself, leave a public comment, and yet you've got a police warrant out for your arrest? Is that the smartest of things to do? But then again, with his Facebook account and username being different from his actual normal name, what we know of, maybe it's done in a sneaky way. Now, is Candice Cooley aware of this? Is Justin Rounds aware of this? I don't think so. What the reality is, before the giraffes, the gorillas, well, not the gorillas, but the giraffes, the rhinos, and all of the creatures out there jump onto the bandwagon and say, I was first, I was first, I was first. Hush, 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 Raph, holy Raph. Hold yourself together, grab your candles, shine the light, because the reality is I am the only and first one to cover this, as well acknowledge it, as well as pick up on it immediately, on the spot, okay? I've covered stuff in the past which no one else has covered ever before on YouTube, and once again, I'm delivering here, right now, with proof for the wooden, stiff, broom-handled individuals that don't seem to be ever satisfied or pleased. I'm sure there'll be some resistance with this video. I'm sure there'll be some humans out there that will say, that's not enough proof, that's not enough proof. What more do you want? You want Kurt kissing your face with red lipstick on? Is that going to satisfy you? No? Oh, in other ways it will. Okay, different story there. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So I just wanted to provide a little backstory behind Kurt Wadsworth. It might further explain to why he's left a comment on the Find Dylan Rounds Facebook page. One, because it's to do with Dylan Rounds' birthday. Two, Kurt is, in a way, honouring Dylan and just sharing his thoughts and feelings in a sense, right? And thirdly, he has to do it on an alternative account or with a more ambiguous username so he doesn't get caught out red-handed. Well, that worked out, didn't it? Anyway, let's go onto the Facebook page right here, right now, and just reread it. Right, here it is, the post. And it was by Candice Cooley, Justice for Dylan Rounds Facebook page, also, or was known as Find Dylan Rounds. I still call it Find Dylan Rounds to this day, just by habit. This post by Candice Cooley was the 30th of July, okay? So it's actually before Dylan's birthday. Oh, and I didn't pick up on that at the time, but, you know, I guess getting close. It's only a few days apart. Dylan pulled all kinds of stuff with that truck, as you see. But it's the comment section. And I can't remember where about it is, but we'll find it. We'll come across it. I'm just reading it out, just in case people didn't see it the first time round, okay? No one has liked the comment. It was posted Monday just gone. Kurt Woodsman, also known as Kurt Wadsworth, the Kurt Wadsworth. And Kurt says here, last thing and I, Dylan, and I hauled was Dylan's cab. Overhooked to my lowboy was a harrow rake he bought from Kelly War in Grouse Creek, Utah. He tried to pull it with the old Macy, but a couple of tires blew only mile or two down the road, so he parked it and went back the next day with his truck and my lowboy trailer to haul it. The Wars left a case loader where it was parked to load it with. That was to 20th of May, and the Mexican kid grandpa brought down to help fix the main line was there with us. I said to Dylan, Why not have him drive the Macy back to the farm? Dylan Rounds said, oh, it's low on fuel. We will come and get it another day. Then I, Kurt Wadsworth, Dylan, and my daughter Taylina taught Friday morning in Montello in front of Saddle Sore Bar. When asked why he was here, answer was to deliver a part to Dan Iverson's to get Dylan's pivot going. Oh, to get Dan's pivot going. Dylan had the part on hand at his farm, 35 miles away. He only came to bring the part for Dan. He said I should be drilling my seed, so I need to get back at it and I'll be going all night. Can you pick me up in the morning to get my ass back to my pickup after getting the seed? Undercover in the shop. It's supposed to rain. I said, sure, give me a call. Sadly, never got that call. Grandma Karen got the call. Why not sure? Only wish I knew the answer to that question to this day. Dylan, I miss you. What the hell happened to you, dude? Right, so when Kurt says from Saddle Sore Bar, is he talking about Saddle Sore Bar? Dylan had the part on hand at his farm 35 miles away. If you're saying that's the distance from Montello to Lucin and his farm, I didn't think it was 35 miles. I thought it was 26.5 miles. Unless you're measuring from Dan's farm to Dylan's farm, maybe it's a bit longer. Is there anything here that I didn't pick up the first time? Yeah. How do I word this? I said there is so much going on here, right? So many details and small things which you look back on can link on to much more. So if anyone is confused or, trying to absorb it all, I understand. There is no problem if you are confused or it takes you a bit longer to pick up on the stuff. Take as much time as you need. If you want to pause the video, you want to rewind it back or look back at it another day, you can, okay? I might at some point. But what I'm picking up on here is, where about am I looking? The bit where it says, what should I read first? He said I was drilling. Yeah, so where Kurt Wadsworth says, Dylan said he'd be drilling the seed at his farm all night. Going all night. Well, if that was the case, then why did those witnesses near Little Pigeon Mountains only see the tractor in use with the lights on at 11:30 to 11:45 p.m? Not much was done, right? It didn't last that long. And from what other people have said afterwards, not much seeding took place. Maybe, as I said, because earlier on in the day, Dylan was busy, so he didn't have much time to do his own stuff. But, to be fair, if this was at the time before it actually happened, earlier on in the day, or earlier on in the day of Friday the 27th of May, earlier on in the day, and Dylan's like, yeah, when I get back to my farm, I'm going to be doing seeding all night. But in fact, that didn't seem to be the case. Maybe Dylan had a change of plan afterwards, or he got busy, caught up with the stuff like what we've heard with the different farm work. So when he finally got back to his actual farm, he couldn't do it all night. He only did it for about 15 minutes or so. That's not much. 15 minutes doesn't translate to doing seeding all night. So what this would imply that what Dylan had in his mind at the time earlier on in the day, as he was talking to Kurt, would imply that Dylan was expecting to do a lot more. Though that's not what he anticipated when getting into it at night. So things changed. Change of plan. Interesting. Anything else we need to pick up on here? Yeah. Where about? Right. So, and Dylan also said after doing it all night, Dylan asked Kurt Wadsworth, can you pick me up in the morning to get my ass back to my pickup after getting the seed under cover in the shop? It's supposed to rain. And then Kurt said, sure, give me a call. Right, okay. So what's mentioned here, getting the seed under cover in the shop, the grain shed, and then needing to be picked up. That makes sense. This was a theory which we talked about back then. I don't remember seeing this by Kurt Wadsworth, okay? I know some of you already know this, someone like Indiana and some others. Fair enough, okay. But it just goes to show, even when I didn't know about this, I was still in line and on track with my own thoughts and theories. That's very important to acknowledge, okay? It does make sense. Candice Cooley also hinted at one point possibly being picked up. Do we need to go onto the maps right now? Not really, because we have talked about it before in the past. So for anyone confused or just watching casually in the background, everybody try and focus for a few seconds. So from what Kurt Wadsworth is saying here, that's supposedly Friday, 27th of May, earlier on in the day, with the daughter Taylina and Dylan Rounds being present in Montello, outside a Saddle Sore bar. Dylan basically told Kurt what was going to happen, like he needs to go here, he needs to go there, Dan Iverson parts he needs to get a hold of, etc., like what we've heard before. And then Dylan saying to Kurt, but then later on, at night time, at my farm, I'm going to be doing seeding all night. I need to get on with it because then the following day, as we've all heard before, I need to park the grain truck in the grain shed. And once that's done, how do I get back? Well, I don't want to walk back on this occasion, maybe because of rain, maybe because of distance, fatigue. So, Kurt Wadsworth, if you can do me a favour, can you pick me up on the day of the 28th after 7:03 a.m. once I'm supposedly done parking the truck in the grain shed? I'll give you a call, and then can you come on down, pick me up, and take me back to the pickup truck, which supposedly isn't at the farm, but elsewhere. I guess that's how it's worded here. Right. Anything else? I said to Dylan, why not have him drive the Macy back to the farm? Dylan said, oh, it's low on fuel. We will come get it another day. Right, so the Macy, a pickup truck? Is this to do with Dylan's actual Ford pickup truck? If I had to give an assumption on the spot, it's implying as if... I could be wrong here. Feel free to correct me down below, but the way it's at least worded here by Kurt Wadsworth is Dylan using his pickup truck previous days, ran out of fuel, will collect it another day. In the meantime, got to get on with other stuff. No. Let's cut it there. I think it's clicking in my mind. It wouldn't be possible. Because that really was the case, and that Dylan's actual Ford pickup truck was elsewhere, and it had to be collected afterwards and then brought back to the farm. No. Because then how would you explain it on the Friday when talking about it? How did Dylan actually get down to Montello and then go on to other places by himself independently to get the parts and pass them on to Dan? Because he had his pickup truck with him at the time, okay? So scrap that idea of what I said before. Erase it out of your mind. We don't want to I don't want to mess things up. So I think literally what they're talking about here, or at least what Kurt Wadsworth is talking about, is before Dylan's disappearance, the last thing they were doing was hauling something. Dylan using a different truck from his pickup truck, ran out of fuel. It needs collecting at a later point. Fast forward to the 28th of May, Dylan in his grain truck going down to the grain shed to park it in. Hopefully, in his mind at the time, successfully, which wasn't the case because of the outcome. And then, if Dylan Rounds wasn't killed, you would have finished parking the truck in the grain shed and then made a call to Kurt. Hey, Kurt, can you pick me up and take me back to that other truck, which has run out of fuel? But what's the point being taken back to a truck that's run out of fuel if you can't drive it because it's run out? Is it because Kurt was going to supposedly come on down with fuel himself, gas, or use it as like a tow truck, pull it back to the farm? Okay, but it never happened. So if that never happened, because Dylan never made the call to Kurt because it wasn't possible, because by that point Dylan was dead, and that's why Kurt never received the call, then who returned that Macy truck back to the farm? Was it ever returned back, or was it just left out there abandoned on the side of a road? Still out of fuel, out of gas. Does anyone know about that story? Can anyone fill in the blanks? The reason why I temporarily misinterpreted it just before was because they say truck, it needs returning back to the farm. And with Candice Cooley saying Dylan's pickup truck looks as if it was adjusted to see and used in some way and then returned back later. I thought what Kurt was talking about here was what Candice Cooley was talking about in terms of Dylan's actual pickup truck. But that's not the case. That's not the case. What's mentioned here is a completely different truck Dylan was using at the time. Okay? Yeah. And sometimes I do hate it when things like this happen. These misunderstandings. You know, I know they can be cleared up afterwards, but still, it can be frustrating at times. Okay. So yeah, this was basically Kurt Wadsworth sharing his last known experiences with Dylan Rounds before what happened to Dylan. Okay? And you know, if you didn't know too much about Kurt and you didn't feel suspicious about him and you didn't listen to rumours or anything, you could see this and think, oh, it's just a local reflecting back. That's normal. But when you throw into the mix that supposedly Kurt Wadsworth has an arrest warrant on him, which is unrelated to the case, yet he's risked going onto Facebook and leaving a public comment with this profile called Kurt with a C, Woodsman. Now, at this point, you may not be satisfied. You may be thinking, warlike wrath, how are you the only and first one to discover this and suggest that it's Kurt Wadsworth? I know there'll be people right now scratching their heads in the background and others whinging and whining, but don't worry, it's all under control, because that's exactly what it is right now, under control. What we're going to do is click on the Kurt Woodsman account and have a closer look at it. And there'll be a few hints which will make it obvious as to why it's Kurt Wadsworth. Let's head on over right now. Here we are, Kurt Woodsman's account. You see on screen, you see the channel background art, the profile picture. You know, you look at this, Kurt Woodsman sounds like a male, because it is Kurt Wadsworth. Yet his profile picture is of a completely different people. It's a group of 3 women. From what country? I don't know, but they appear of Asian descent. Is that how you word it without being called a racist? I don't know. But looks like Asians, Filipino, Philippines. I don't know, okay? Maybe you're more of an expert, but you get the idea and pattern. What does this have to do with Kurt Wadsworth, though? Well, something in the past to do with Kurt Wadsworth either being engaged or married or interacting with people from another country in the past. Some were saying it was to do with trafficking, and then other people were saying it's nothing dodgy. It's a bit mixed all over the place. I'm not going all in on it here, okay, because it's a bit too on the deep end. Could be a bit of a rabbit hole as well. But I just wanted to use it as a reference to how it can link to Kurt and prove that this is Kurt Wadsworth's account. And don't worry, we haven't even got to the main part yet. You can't follow Kurt Woodsman, you can't follow Kurt Wadsworth. Why is that? Because it's private, because he won't allow or accept new followers. Maybe it's because with him being on the run, he's trying to lay low. You never know. Friends, don't really show any. Post down below. Got a photo here which was updated to their cover photo 19th of October 2022 of a guy on a motorbike. Now, is that Kurt Wadsworth when he was significantly younger? Can anyone confirm that, visually speaking? A bike there. Is that Kurt Wadsworth when he was younger? I'm not quite sure. Or is it just a default generic photo? Can't quite see his face. Zoom on out. There we go. We'll go back to the comment section there shortly for a specific reason. There we go. Photo again. Guy stood on a bike. And then below it is this person here. Who is that? Well, we'll get to them shortly. But it is linked to Kurt. Lower down. Kurt Wadsworth posting 28th of February 2012. Our princess, Annalisa, we miss her. She is now Mrs. Dubai. What? What's going on here? Pasta parcel? Switch change? Third party export? I don't know. Princess Annalisa. We miss her. So Kurt Wadsworth at the time misses Princess Annalisa. But why does Kurt say we? Who's the other individual he's referring to? We, the Wadsworth brothers, miss you? Or we, the Montello locals, miss you? Does anyone know when Kurt Wadsworth moved into Montello? Was it in 2012, earlier or later? Let me know down below. And now they're called... this person who he knew is now Mrs. Dubai. What? Because they won an award in Dubai. Some kind of beauty contest or something. I don't know. Bit weird. As said, this profile is all in the public eye. The post, the photos, it's all public. It's all publicly viewable. Simple as. Okay? Anything else? 28th of February 2012. Queen Maria. Love you. Always have a smile. So who is Queen Maria? Pagudud Munj Beach Park. Right, I don't know where that is, but I'm sure it's in a different country. So Queen Maria is another person. Princess Annalisa, somebody else. Who are all these people? Why is Kurt Wadsworth referring to them at that time? All in 2012 as well. 28th of February 2012, that's our Maria. So special she is to us at the baptismal font. Don't know what that means. How do I word this? The person's got braces. So does that suggest a certain age of the individual? It's not always the case, but you know what I'm saying. As for the photo itself, it is all appropriate and normal, nothing dodgy going on there, but depending how you interpret it as a backstory, you know, anything else? 28th of February 2012, our Queen Irish, we love you so much from your family and your husband. Wait, are they sharing partners? Is it some kind of foursome? Or threesome? What's going on? Queen Irish. Who's that? And there's a photo of them at a wedding. Right. No comments, nothing. And at the very bottom, Kurt Wadsworth, 26th of August, 2011. I love you so much, honey, from your Princess J. Princess who? Princess Jasmine. And the shiny bloody, oh, I don't know what you call it now. Forgot what you call it. What do you call it? A little lantern what you shine up and then a genie pops out. Yeah. I don't know what's going on here. It is in the past. It doesn't link to Dylan Rounds, but it's a bit of backstory as to who this person is behind this account. And it's a part of the puzzle, which when linked all together proves that this account is Kurt Wadsworth. Now, if people are still not satisfied, if there are humans out there that still don't believe it's Kurt Wadsworth, hold on, hold tight, grab your candles. Let's return back to that earlier post as I said. Okay? This one up here, check the comments. The only comment on this post compared to all the others. Who is it? Lendy Maghanoi Wadsworth. That's my hubby. Wish I can ride with him soon. My hubby. Look at the person's name. Lendy Maghanoi Wadsworth. This Asian person from a different country married to Kurt Wadsworth. And this post was 10 months ago. This falls in line with the Dylan Rounds case. It's within the timeline. A little bit random, don't you think? So Kurt Wadsworth is behind this account and his wife left a comment 10 months ago. Let's have a quick look here. As said, this is all publicly viewable. You look at the channel art backdrop. That appears to be what? Montello? Is that Montello, Nevada? Can anyone confirm? Looks like some kind of desert terrain. Kind of looks like the US. Then you got the person's profile picture of the person called Lendy Maghanoi. Wait, is it Maghanoi or Maghanoi? Lendy Maghanoi Wadsworth. So I don't know how to say it. There's no accents on the letters, so it's harder to pronounce. You know, like when you get German words. It's kind of like that. But here, there's no accents or any, I don't know, like little dots or things added onto the letters. So it's a bit hard to say. But it says Wadsworth. Wait, Maghanoi Wadsworth. So that's a double barrel name, isn't it? Huh. Anyway. So you can add this person as a friend, but you can't add Kurt Wadsworth as a friend. That's a bit suspicious. So lower down, you can see it says friends, 3 friends, one of which Kurt Wadsworth, as you see on the left-hand side with that profile is what we saw in the middle. One in the middle there's Krishna or something, and then some other person on the right-hand side. Moving on down where we see the post, 30th of August 2022 at 10:14, Lendy Maghanoi Wadsworth updated a cover photo here, as you can see. It does look like Montello, Nevada landscape. So does she have a flying visit or something to visit Kurt, maybe? Another photo here, as you can see. Yeah. So, end name Wadsworth. Kurt Wadsworth. It links, right? And as well, just simply referring back to that story told by Kurt's dodgy account, saying how on the Friday in Montello, 27th of May, his daughter, not named, but we know who the daughter's name is, of course, and Dylan. And as others have said, they've heard that story in the past, told by Kurt directly on different platforms with different channels. So how it's worded on the Find Dylan Rounds Facebook page, it's kind of vague. Because not at one point does he say, "Hi, I'm Kurt Wadsworth," or "Hi, this is the name of my daughter." No, he kind of leaves it vague. But if you know context from the past, you can apply it to what we have heard just today, okay? So I just wanted to share that with you. I wanted it to be a more focused video. I know I looked at the comment section earlier on, which is other stuff, and deep in its own right, but I wanted to cover that at least just to update everyone so everyone's aware of what was previously said. If the previous comments aren't covered in the next video, then it kind of falls behind and gets forgotten about, so I didn't want that to happen. I wanted to let everyone else know what's recently been talked about, but still I wanted to focus on really just one or two things, which I did, looking at that Kurt Wadsworth account under a different username, a little bit dodgy, a little bit covert, supposedly on the run, arrest warrant, laying low but still publicly posting online. Could it lead to location? Could it lead to all that messy stuff? You know what? Something like this could explode. The aim and methods of this video was just to simply highlight, oh, dodgy account, a similar story told by Kurt Wadsworth in the past. Oh, it is Kurt Wadsworth. But why? Why laying low? Well, because of what we've heard of recently. A little bit dodgy, okay? That's all it was. An observation, confirming with evidence and proof. I still feel to be people out there not satisfied, but tough shit, okay? I've covered what I've covered, said what I've said, made my observations, at times without evidence, which is still tied in line with evidence. As said, the 0.5 second rule, can everyone do it? No. You need a bit of experience, you need a bit of, human analysis with time. You can look at someone and in 0.5 seconds, you can develop an idea of who they are and what they're about. Is it 100% accurate? Accurate enough for damage limitation at times. Accurate enough to get an idea of how to handle maybe the situation. Okay? Accurate enough to get a sense of who they really are if they're hiding behind a mask or shielding themselves in a sense. Okay? So there you go. As for the hibernation, all what I've heard of with time seems to be flipped upside down now compared to what we're hearing here. I still want to be able to listen and acknowledge those points, but at the same time, I'd like to take it all in, okay? I don't want to do a 360 turn. The process of being told this and then later by somebody else being told that, polar opposites, for someone to be entitled or to feel that they expect you to do a 180 degree turn into a different direction and nod your head yes to everything they say, that's a step too far. It's a slow process of understanding and transitioning, okay? It can apply to people watching right now. All I want to say in general, and I hope humans do not misunderstand this, because if so, that is most disappointing, okay? All in all, I sense some bad things could happen, okay? I sense there could be trouble. I feel overall that because of the case going pretty quiet, at least from Candice Cooley just in rounds, for it being like that for quite some time and no interviews or news reports since, unless the court hearing, that's where it kicks off. We really need that to happen, believe me. We really need that to happen. If not, from now and back then till whenever in the future, bad things could happen. Mindsets, headaches, confusion, all kinds of stuff could happen. Okay? Not so much me, because I've picked up on it or I sense something before it's happened, but just to tread lightly in the future, okay? Anyone, random people, those lurking in the background, just tread easily, okay? I think that because of the silence for so long, it's enabled for people to open up once again, share their knowledge, which is good. but to absorb it in a matter of seconds isn't possible if you've followed a routine with what you've done or heard in the past. A routine in action or thoughts, when faced with something completely different, contrasting, it takes time. But there are moments where it could cause issues. Issues within, where you're trying to make sense. The reason why I say it's problematic is just simply because we're already on thin ice already. From the past, midway through, and right now. Switching and changing of content, info, the lot. People coming and going. It's led to many people out there in general just not knowing what to believe, who to look up to. And then for people's worlds to be flipped upside down once again can be detrimental to one's trust. So tread lightly. Be appreciative of those that do open up and share their knowledge, of course. But still be careful, okay? That will be misinterpreted. There'll be those out there with strong opinions and call me out for what I just said. And maybe many will still be confused, but, you know, there's a reason behind it. At this moment in time, take what's been said into account. If possible, at times, cover it on the maps visually. Separate it, break it up. Does that make sense? Hopefully. Now, what I'm going to do right now is important, not to the Dylan Rounds case. Let's put that aside. Put the Dylan Rounds case aside. We're now transitioning on to something else, okay? I'd rather do it now so I don't forget afterwards. I'm quite tired. Why? I guess it'll be mixtures of bits and bobs, mixtures of doing videos for so long. As said, if at any point, any moment where I feel a decline, is that how you say it? A decline or a decline in my performance when covering a case or something, I'll need to cool things off, because it's important. You don't want to cause harm to a case when you're trying to fix it or make sense of it. If I sensed that accuracy was lost, recall was negatively impacted within me, a cool off period is needed. Has that happened yet? Not really, and I'm very surprised. But if it does happen, there's no harm in taking a step back for an hour or two, just to take it all in, okay? I'm sure some people will have a complete meltdown hearing that, but let's be realistic. Who else has covered this case almost every day for a year straight and uploaded over 350 videos? No one at all. So only I will understand. Well, that sounds rude, but I don't know how else to word it, because I'm the only one in this position. So I don't want to harm the case. If I'm in a situation where I feel that my performance is lacking, I shouldn't force myself to make a video, because then that's not good. And that will disrespect Dylan's name and the case and make a mockery of things. Just like how other humans out there have done so. I try and control myself, which other people can't, okay? But that wasn't the thing I was going to be talking about right now. What I wanted just to do briefly is, Nance has pain in her leg. I'm going to try and heal it, okay? As I said, this is stepping away from the Dylan Rounds case. If you have joined in right now, rewind the video, okay? Hopefully Nance is here. I would have done it as a standalone separate video, but we're being tired, quite tired. I don't want to be doing this video later on late at night and then uploading it last minute like how I normally do. It's just not practical. So I'll just do it on the spot, okay? By doing it on the spot, will the accuracy itself be impacted? No, Nance. When the tools are pulled out, they will be used accordingly and they'll be used, okay? So let's just get into position. Nance, you don't have to get into position unless you want to. Anyway, when it comes to be honest, when it does come to positioning, you'll know all about that, Nance. You know, with your background, your Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu abilities, you know how to get in all the right spots. Yeah, you know how to make them tap. Okay. So you said something about my Achilles. Your Achilles is injured. Do you have a torn Achilles? A strained Achilles? Well, don't worry. We can fix that. We can take all the pain away, Nance. And then you'll be fine, ready to dance once again. As for the history, recalling back, the likes of Inky Unplugged was fixed. Her throat, pain, and issues within, dispersing, healing. She did require round 2 treatment, but that was more than enough. Okay? Do we follow the same format? Well, the hands can, okay? The hands can. When it came to Inky, one had to wrap the hand around the throat, accordingly, and not too tightly. That's what she said, literally. This time round, because we're not in a sensitive area, Nance, it's easier to grab onto. So more pressure can be applied, and there could be more manipulation with the muscles and the tendons, okay? As said, I'm an expert. I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm Dr. Raff. By the time I'm finished with you, Nance, you will be walking out as a new person, okay? And maybe with a new identity as well. Don't make me explain. Anyway, Nance, where are you? Oh, is that you, Nance, over there? Are we in some kind of parallel universe? Have we broken the fourth wall? Well, yeah, first of all, Nance, where's your hair gone? Oh, no, Nance. What have you done to your hair? Have you tried following Matt Lingo and King Samoan's hair tips? You wanted to try and do a mohawk, but it went wrong? No shit. Poor Nance. Don't worry, Nance. Before I fix your Achilles, I will fix your hair as well. I just need to go and fetch Betty Hayward's headband. Yeah, Betty Hayward. I'm talking. Let me tell you something. Let me talk, Betty Hayward. Sure, you can sign up on this platform, but first, I want your headband right now. High end, low end, I don't care. Petty end, you give me it now. Betty Hayward, don't even disagree with me. Listen to what I say, nod your head, and say yes to everything I say. You know, I got some incredible news, man. I got some incredible news. We are breaking records every single day. This is the highest records we've ever seen. So Betty Hayward, give your headband back right now. Right now. There we go. So Betty Hayward is fumbling around the nuts, which she's dropped on the table. Betty Hayward, clear up after yourself. Stop leaving your nuts around. I don't care if they're roasted or not. Don't leave them on the ground or the rats will come biting, okay? Betty Hayward is going for the headband, getting the hair. That's all good. Just bear with me, okay? Where are we at right now? Interesting, very interesting. Where's it gone? Oh no. Where's it gone, man? It looks like the headband has disappeared. Oh no. Let me try and look for it. Where is it? It's not there. It's not there. Oh no. Apologies for that. It looks like some items have been misplaced. I'm very disappointed, but we've not got the hair, but we've got the headband, Nance, okay? You can't see me. Come on, Matt Lingo. John Cena. Yeah. There you go. No copyright there. Oops. So we're going to apply this headband onto Nance just to conceal her mohawk go wrong? What's that? Oh, Matty Boy, Tatty Matty, and King Samoan. Yeah, King Samoan. I know what you're doing here. Don't even try and hide it. King Samoan, also known as Samoa Joe. Oh, exposed on the spot. Okay. Come on, Nance. Come on, Nance. Up you go. There you go. I'll play your headband in a second. Get on them. There, Nance. Yeah. You thought you were a BJJ expert. Think again. I'm the Karate Kid. I know exactly what I'm doing. You want to try and grapple me into submission? You try that, Nance. Bring it on. Anyway. Come on, Nance. Jesus, that is popping. The nip on Raf is bussing right now. Bussing all the way through. You had Wadsworth crazy, acting as if she was the next president of the US, appearing as if her face should be plastered on the US national flag. We the people, smack our nips. We the people, grab them as tight as we can. My God, I look like a bakery. Have you seen those rolls of fat in my nip area? Betty Hayward, are you jealous? Oh, Betty Hayward, a 5'2" little dwarf who needs a stepladder. Petty Betty, small little Betty. Okay, my little Betty. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to grab that again because that didn't look too visually pleasing. And it's actually had a negative impact on my nip. By touching myself, I've turned myself off. That is very odd. Anyway, come on, Nance. Turn around. Okay. Hello, Nance. How are you today? Don't worry, we can put your little headband on. Does it fit on? Don't worry, I'll bloody make sure it fits on, Nance. Sorry about your head. You might have a concussion after this, but I'm sure it'll be a better feeling than what you're going through right now. There we go. Oh, Nance, it looks really well. There you go. Nance has got her Betty Hayward headband on. Yeah, Betty Hayward. What do you think of this? Betty Hayward. Betty Hayward. Agree with what I'm saying. Agree, Betty Hayward. Do not disobey me. I'm still your master, Betty Hayward. I'm your daddy. You're going to listen to everything I say. I don't care if you come knocking on the door. I'm going to be banging it open right now and be calling you 24/7 on 24/7 call hotlines, man. You ain't going nowhere, Betty Hayward. I'm going to be tracking you every second of the day. Betty Hayward, I don't care. I'm going to hire people out to monitor you at every step and everywhere. Betty Hayward, I'm going to make sure we've got the paparazzi, not the pepperoni, but the paparazzi in the parks that are going to take photos of you for no good reason. But you know, Betty Hayward, I'm sure you're very pleased with Nance right now. There we go. There we go. With the headband as well. Great. So, Nance, you go in front of the camera. Okay, go in front of the camera. Oh, there we go. There we go. So, look up at me, Nance. Good. I think it's now time. You're in front of me. I can see you directly. You're in my line of sight, and that's good. So there's a bit of tussling back and forth as to what item would be used, and I've finally concocted, no pun intended there, the right option. We're going a bit of a dark country Arkansas style whip with a lot of experience and quite rugged and rough on the outside. But that adds to the texture. Okay, Nance? You know, Nance, whilst you've been doing all of that training, lifting the weights, pushing, pulling, and maybe tugging at times. Oh, you're doing some tricep extensions. I'm very impressed. The muscles within can contract, can become strained and sometimes torn. Oh, Nance, have you been a naughty individual? Have you been pulling a little too hard? Have you been pushing yourself a little too much? Oh, Nance, Nancy. Don't worry. You just sit back, relax, forget, you're in the gym. Just relax, and that is all. Now this itself will be a bit of a workout. Not so much for you, more for me. Because the last time I tried doing this, my goodness, Miss T drained me. The stamina, unmatched, horse-like levels. My. But you know what this means, Nance? Nance, I need you to focus. Stop talking to King Samoan. Stop talking to Matt Lingo. This whip is drooping a little bit, which must mean you, Nance, aren't paying attention. What's that? You're getting distracted by Senola en Española. Hola, señorita. ¿Dónde está? Let's not talk with the Spanish and Inglés. Let's move forwards in the right direction. Vamos. Come on. Okay. I'm going to channel the whip. We're going to do a little spirit reading. Miss T, come here right now. Get your crystals. Miss T, throw that spirit box right at this whip right now. Come on. Yeah, Miss T. Channeling her inner spirits. Miss T channeling her inner moon spirit and inner animal. Yeah. Look, it's standing right up. It's standing as tall as a tower. Thank you, Miss T, for assistance there. Much appreciated. So, Nance, I think it is time for this whip to go underway. Take in mind, I'm going to be aiming low. Okay, how low can I go? Well, as low as needed to be able to reach the Achilles. Okay, the Achilles. So I do need you to turn around a little bit. Come on, Nance, turn around. Yeah, there we go. Ooh, don't fall. We don't want an accident like Miss T. Right, so you've turned around. It's now time for me to take action. I want to make sure that this whip wraps itself right around your Achilles, your whole leg. Are you ready? 1, 2. You feel that, Nance? Ooh. Such flesh ricochets off this whip. Impressive. Sending shockwaves through the body. Come on, Nance. Come on, Nance. Beat your new personal best. Come on, big boy. You can do it. Move him like how you move those heavy weights. Yeah, come on, Nance. Yeah, come on. Come on. Yeah, giddy up, partner. Giddy up, boy. Giddy up, girl. Come on home, girl. You can take this. Yeehaw! Whoa. Nance, you're a little bit too strong for me. Have you seen my hand? What have you done? See, this is what I mean when, grasping such a leg of power and dominance. Let me know. No, don't let me know. I can already guess, Nance. The reason why there is such recoil, why it's high resistance, your leg overall, is because you've been squatting 600 pounds, right? That Nance has broken the record for deadlifting 2,000 pounds. Wow. Well done, Nance. Squatting heavy weights and dragging them up. In no time, Nance, you probably could lift Miss T above your head. Wow. My God. Nance, why have you not entered the US National Cow Tossing competition? You'd be getting a gold medal. Wow. As for 28 Alice, the only thing she can participate in is like the discus, but the equivalent, the $28 Dollar Tree store shoe tossing competition, which she always wins. Petty ass rigged competition, BS conspiracies. I think, why is my face so red? See, it's to think, I do all of the work and sometimes I end up more red in my face than the person getting whipped. I must be doing something wrong. Anyway, There we go. Isn't that right, Nance? If no one knows, it's Rancher Raff. Rancher Raff is here. Okay. Hi there, cowboy. Hi there, cowgirl. Hi there, partner. It's time to saddle on up. It's time to saddle up and go soar into the bar at high noon. Yeah, come on. Come on, man. Goddamn Nance. You can do this, girl. I'm gonna fix your leg in a matter of seconds, man. Healing abilities, efficiency, an all-time high. Yeah, come on. Goddamn Betty Haywood, get down with the beat. Come on, back to Haywood. We got Badger Live in the background with an auction type, like eBay type thing. God, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. How many more moves do we go for? 6, 6, 6, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sold to Nance in the corner. Do you know what? I think once this has been finished, okay, it'll be fixed in no time. I'm just going to do 2 more, 3 more, the magic number, with rhythmic beats. Tap in deep, deep into the core of your Achilles. Okay, Nance, I want you to close your eyes now. And everybody else in the chat can close their eyes to channel the inner healing of Nance. Can everyone do that for Nance? Everybody generate that healing right now. And you too, Nance, close your eyes and imagine the healing taking place. As this dark, black, shiny whip, rough and rugged, wraps itself around you. Okay? Slow interval, as you said. 1, 2, 3. You want one more? I'll give you one more. Is that better? You feel it? How about you feel something else right now? Don't fall for that corrupted mindset. This is an innocent place. Like an LDS church. Oops, wrong one. LSD. There we go. I'm just adjusting the knob. Not yours, the tripod. There we go. So I'm slightly out of shot. Of course one will be out of shot when one is a big boy. Yeah? Big boy Raff. Bad boy Raff. The Betty Haywood Bad Boy Award winner of 2023. Endless list. Endless. Final solution. Okay. Why does my hand look odd? I don't know. It's coming on in, Nance. It's coming on in. Are you ready to take it? Are you ready? Yeah, for the grasp. Whoa, hold back. Hold back. Gotta resist. Gotta resist. Come on, Nance. Come on, Nance. Pull it closer. Use all your energy and all your might. Pull the hand closer. Come on, Nance. Come on, master of the dark arts. Yeah. Channel the inner shades so the light shines through and penetrates through the shield. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, what do I sound like, a Huggy Bear? I'm sorry, I don't know what I'm doing here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is real good. I don't know what I'm doing. I gotta go right now.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I must be channeling the inner beast within me. Hello, this is rather strange. Gorilla Jack, move aside. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were busy. Yes, I am. We're tending to Nance. This is a high-up medical procedure. This requires intense focus, just like my neck is turning red. Come on, Daddy, choke me harder. Sorry, we're channeling inner spirits as well with Miss T's bloody spirit box rammed up the rear end. All kinds of signals are passing on through, and they're not all that good. Come on, Nance. Got to really channel your inner strength. You got to channel your inner Brazilian. Oh, I don't know anymore. Just channel your BJ. Come on. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about, Nance. BJ time! No, with the double J. Oh, I keep messing it up. There's a messy situation right now. Compromised all over. There we go. Looks like the other hand has to come on in as well. I look like a right idiot right now, like Indiana Jones trying to tame the crystal skull, but this is not crystal. This is pure mass. This is like pure mass. What is this muscle? I've never seen it before. Nance is powerlifting her competitions. PRs! Nance, what are you doing? Bench pressing Betty Hayward's peaches. Betty Hayward's peaches are very fragile. Handle with care. Anyway, gotta send in. Here we go. Air support coming on in. F-16 fighter pilots raining hellfire upon you. Napalm-like attitudes. Going to be burning into your skin. Burning into the deep muscle penetration, man. 4D Matrix. You said you want to get involved in the Matrix, but you don't know which entrance to get in through. Don't even worry. Break through the glass ceiling, man. It's all about equality. Come on in, Nance. There we go. Double it up. Double or nothing, man. It's got to be high game, high stakes. Betty Hayward, you know exactly what's going on here. The slot machines are rolling. What's the chances of success? What's the chance of success, man? Of course they're high because I'm the healer. Warlike heal. Heal. Yeah, blessings time. There we go. You feel the burn? You feel the burn, Nance? Yeah. Yeah, it's really working right now. Yeah. Yeah. You feel it pressing inwards as the thumbs push in and out to generate and activate. Yeah, the activation, the lactic acid building on up, that tension being released. Your tendons becoming like strings on a guitar chord being cut loose so you can open yourself and be free at once. Yeah. Come on, Nance. We're really there. We're halfway there, man. We just got a few more pushes. Come on, Nance. Push yourself. Stretch the leg out, Nance. You can do it. Everybody in the chat say hallelujah, because as we speak right now, the holy hand of wrath has never been seen or felt before. Ooh, that sounds a bit dodgy. Here we go. The hand of wrath coming on in, gliding to slice through that tension, slice through that awkwardness. Are you ready, Nads? 1, 2, hold on. I'm going to confuse you. The Texas tornado is coming on in as well because it's got to go into the right course and direction. Here we go. Yeah, one more. Here we go. Yeah, come on, Nats. Daddy's home. Daddy's home with his presents. Oh, goody. Can you leave it on the side, please? I'm currently busy. My name's Nance, and I'm too busy drinking the Starbucks coffee. The queues have been so erratic, Daddy. What are you going to do? Are you going to fix it? Are you going to contact the manager? My God, get me my VIP Starbucks right now next time, man. My God, Nance, you don't ask for much, do you? So I think you're now healed. One more for good luck. Here we go. You are now okay. So, Nance, the next time you wake up, you might feel a bit sore and rough around the edges, but rest assured that it will only last temporary, that the good effects will take into effect shortly after. And you'll be feeling perfectly fine after. All that tension, pain, the strains, both in the Achilles and elsewhere, will all go away. All healed, okay? And if for whatever reason round 2 appointment is needed, that will be initiated, but I hope not, because I think a great length of depth was taken here. So I'll be seeing you, sure. I'll be seeing you soon, okay? Yeah, goodbye, Nance. Okay, man, looks like we're in a bit of a compromised situation right now. Don't know if you can actually see, but I am actually stuck. My God, Nance, you gotta get me out of this lock. You gotta get me out of this lock, man. I cannot breathe. Oh, my goodness. She's choking up. Yeah, salty pancakes in the background. He ain't doing anything to me. Come on, Nance, you gotta let go. Nance, can you stop squeezing so tight? Now, You might be wondering what is going on here. Well, to put things short, Nance is practicing her BJJ submissions upon me. Her tendon is okay. My face is not quite, hence why it's gone red. So how would I... Oh my God, Nance! Nance, you gotta let go. Yes, I'm gonna tap out, but I'll make sure I'm gonna tap in the right area because it won't be inappropriate then. Come on, Nance. Look, you see the wrestlers in the background. Even they're impressed. Even their nips are pointing up for you, Nance. Yeah, even they're throwing in the towels. They're throwing in the towels, Nance. You gotta let go of me. No. I'm gonna fade away. Come on, Nance. No, don't roll like the alligator. Not the alligator roll. Nance, you're so sadistic. Oh my God. Oh my God, how much red can I get? This is like an anaconda. I think to put it bright. Okay. I don't know, can anyone hear me? It just sounds really muffled. My God. Come on, Nance. Come on, Nance. Get up. Oh my God. This is a weird position. Come on, Nance. Nance is strangling me like an anaconda. His legs are very firm and hard. It's a difficult situation to get out of. I'll report back to you when I can, but for now, looks like I'm passing out. Oh. Yeah, oh my God. Oh my God, that's it. Oh.